Minister, thank you so much for being here. I also want to recognize all the government officials here present, Stuart Brown and your entire staff, all the board members of the SMP, all members of the Scotland-Malawi Partnership. Thank you so much for having me here. I think some of you suspected that I'll be here, but I wasn't here, but now I'm here. So anyway, I asked that as I speak, I wanted some photos to be running on the slides, because today I brought a different message. As you may be aware, I'm the Minister of Tourism now in Malawi. And so before I go on, I wanted just to highlight a few things that I needed you to be to notice about Malawi. I know you already know about these things. So we have a fiscal space that is very narrow in our country. We are struggling with debt at the moment. And also we have a forex problem. I think you are already aware of these things. And so the government has recognized that we need to have some alternatives. So we have ATM strategy that is being run by the President of the Republic of Malawi. So we are focusing on agriculture, tourism, and mining. And then the tourism is now at the center of our structural transformation, which is why all of you now come in. As you do what you do, today we were with, what's the name of the lady we were with today? Isabella. She's coming in with the SMP's chairperson to Malawi in February. And I was saying, now we know you go to Nkoma Hospital, you do all these things with cancer patients and whatever, but I need you to come to Malawi with a different perspective. I want you to come to Malawi from the tourism perspective, where you expose yourself to the country and the country exposes itself to you. And by doing that, you discover who you really are. And so in a brief moment, I don't know how this works. This works like this. Oh, maybe, yeah, okay. So this is the history that Malawi has with Scotland. So it dates back to 150 years from when Dr. David Livingstone first came to Malawi. And today we were at the David Livingstone's birthplace, and I went there with a biased mind. I thought I already knew everything that I needed to know about Dr. David Livingstone. I was shocked by what I saw. She was asking me to say, have you learned anything? I said, 90% of what you have told me here, I didn't know. Now, if I didn't know, and I think a lot of Malawians also wouldn't know. And so this is what we need to do. So we were working already to ensure that we have a trail of Dr. David Livingstone that shows people, because I think now history has been made as an optional course. So we are losing heritage. But I want us to bring it back, and Dr. David Livingstone Trail, I think in about 4 districts, is a way to do it. So this is it's a church in the north. Can you come and show me how this is supposed to be shown? And then this is Blantyre City. And we are in Blantyre today. Which arrow am I supposed to use? Okay. Okay. Yeah, you need to close this one because the wedding is here. So I need to. This is Livingstonia Church in Ropi. I need to be able to see my words there. So if you could remove those things up there. Now, this is the majestic Lake Malawi. So I don't know, everybody knows about Lake Malawi when they come to Malawi. Everybody knows about Lake Malawi. But I wanted to show you something that you may not know. Number one, Lake Malawi has over 1,000 species of water, of fish. The only water body in the world to have 1,000 species. And that's a minimum of 1,000 species of fish. Now, at Lake Malawi National Park in Mangochi, you are going to find 350 of these fish. They are called cichlids in one place. There's a place at Cape Maclear, you stand on a rock and you see all these beautiful fishes in one place. That's what Lake Malawi does for you. And I wish I had a computer because this is not working for me. Maybe if you could be changing the slides for me, because this is not working. Okay, it's gonna destroy my module, so I'm just going to speak to you as me. So, and maybe you can just have the slides just coming in as I speak. So maybe that would also, I only have 5 minutes. So the majestic Lake Malawi. But I think the things that I wanted to show you today, they are not necessarily what you already know. I wanted you to see the stories behind these people. The fact that everything about Malawi is connected to human beings. When you talk about the cichlids of Lake Malawi National Park, when you talk about the majestic Mulanje Mountain, when you talk about the culture, everything about Malawi is connected to human beings. It's connected to a story that you need to embrace. It's connected to a story that people need to see. What we have been lacking in Malawi is about how do we develop the products that appeal to different kinds of people. So when you go to Lake Malawi, for example, what exactly are you seeing over and above the lake? This is the cichlids that I was talking about. When you go to Lake Malawi, what else are you seeing above the cichlids that you're able to see? Somebody may be interested in the cichlids, but another person is interested in the birds. Another person is interested in tea, for example. Another person is interested in hot springs of Kota Kota. It doesn't matter what you're interested in. That forest that you're able to see is made from one tree. One tree, it made an entire forest. But there's a secret behind that. I heard that there are women, if they were not having babies and they go to that place in that forest, move around a bit, in the next 9 months they would have babies. Those are the stories behind that. So it has something to do with barrenness, and barrenness of business, barrenness of the womb, barrenness of everything. So if you are stuck in your work, you go to that forest, things will start moving. But I don't know about that, you know? So if you go to Mulanje Mountain, if you go to the Sapitwa peak, everything around it has something to do with the people that are surrounding that area. And this is what we are trying to do in terms of international development, which is where now the Scottish government comes in. We are talking about green investments in the tourism sector. And we are saying, why should somebody be supporting tourism? As you're supporting tourism, or as you're coming to Malawi to see all of these things, you are also helping the contributions to the development of the people, the livelihoods of people. This is what we are doing in the green investments. We are saying, if you have a lodge or an eco lodge or whatever it is, it must be able to contribute into the lives of the people that are surrounding that area. So, for example, we have Majete Game Reserve in Chikwawa. So they are promoting beekeeping, they are promoting the women groups, there's an ECD there, there's an early child center development there, there's a lot of things that are happening. Why? We want to demystify what tourism is all about, because until now, people in Malawi thought that tourism is for white people, or when people come from outside the country coming into our country. People thought about tourism is about going to the lake or just going to the mountain. And this is something that black people don't do or Malawians don't do. So we wanted to demystify what tourism is all about. Where somebody looks at a hippo, somebody looks at an animal, a rhino or a lion, they must look at it as a thing of beauty. And they must say, without that lion being in that game reserve, my children shouldn't be going to school. Without this lion, I shouldn't have that medicine at that clinic. That's what we are trying to do. And so when you promote tourism from whatever it is that you're doing, so when you come, you're going to your cancer center in Koma. You're going beyond the health issue that you're going to see there. There's something else that you're seeing. You're contributing towards the livelihoods of people. At the end of the day, you're contributing to the development of Malawi. I am standing here today before you and I'm saying, I'm not coming to you with a begging bow, but I'm saying help empower Malawi. Because we are naturally so endowed. God has blessed us. But we are facing challenges. And you can help by helping to promote Brand Malawi. This is a heritage, that is a bridge that has been there, and the people there, they have said, we don't want this bridge to be modernized. This bridge has been there for over 100 years. It's called Kandere. Kandere is because it's suspended, like that. So the people have said, they just maintain it as a community. They say, we don't want it to be modernized. We want it to remain the way it is. And it's a beautiful place. It's a place of heritage. This is what I'm talking about. Where the tourism is part of the culture, it's part of us, it's part of who we are. And that's what we want you to help us with. When you're coming to Malawi, all of you need to have that tourism perspective with you. You may have been doing it already, but until now, maybe you didn't have a government official asking you to do the same. And I'm asking you to do that. So, I think the key thing there for me is that when you see these things, you tell another person that is going to tell another person that is going to tell another person. And our numbers are going to grow. And of course, I want you to spend your money. So, the two key functions that we are promoting in the Ministry of Tourism, as I conclude, is number one, we are promoting destination marketing. Number two, product development. All these things that I'm saying and I'm showing you, we have not developed them to a certain level where they will appeal to people. So, for example, when you go to Lake Malawi, what else is there? We want people to have a lot of activities. We want to tire you when you get there because there's so many things that are happening at Malapi Hills and all of that. So we have a tourism master plan. It's a 20-year master plan. It has all these projects, about 103 projects within that master plan. But we cannot do it on our own without investments, without partnering with other people, without partnering with our friends that with whom we have been friends for 150 years. That amounts to something. It's why I came all the way from Malawi to say, I want to be there. I'm already in London. Stuart, can you slot me 5 minutes so that I come and talk to my friends and say, Malawi is open for business. We are here to work with you. And even if you know other people that want to work and invest in Malawi in the tourism sector, we'll be more than happy to help you with that kind of information. With those few remarks, allow me to say thank you very much for listening, and also thank you very much for welcoming here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Stuart, and good afternoon, everyone. Are you well? Yeah, the sun's shining. It's freezing, but the sun's shining. Honourable